a paddle boat in the tidal basin, so I'm joined by someone who I thought was my close friend from NFL Live and the Mina Kimes podcast featuring Lenny. Mina Kimes, everyone. Apparently her close friends are all here. Let's begin with the cascade of criticism for English coach Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel pulled playmakers in favor of defenders after England took a 1-0 lead on Argentina yesterday. Argentina then dominated the rest of the action, scoring twice late for the win and sending England out of the tournament. They still play the third-place game on Saturday, by the way. Tuchel said afterward, quote, "It's the nature of the game. As soon as you lose, you get criticized. No one knows what would have happened if we made different decisions." Do you agree with Tuchel's defense of his prevent defense, Mina?
Well, I didn't really hear a defense in that answer from him. So I guess I do agree with him because I found this indefensible. I mean, if you're only possessing the ball 12% of the time after scoring, which is what happened with England, it's pretty hard to defend. I was going to compare it to a turtle tucking its head into its shell for an hour. But in the turtle's case, that would actually be strategic. And Frank, I don't think there was anything strategic about this given the opponent. I mean, the point of comparison here is the game against Mexico, where they emphasized defense. But they were down a man because of the red card, playing in Mexico City with the altitude, so they were gassed. This was in a dome, 11 on 11, and on the other side you had maybe the greatest playmaker in the history of a sport, a guy whose crosses look like handoffs. I do not understand anything about this decision, especially after the first goal. No adjustments from the manager. To me, this was a fireable offense.
It's interesting. A lot of people are saying that as well. So we all know the history of England. This happens to them a lot. And most recently, 2018 in Russia against Croatia in the semifinals, 1-0 lead. They sit back, they lose. Italy in the Euro final, this was in 2021, which was played at Wembley. They score early, they sit back, Italy ties it, Italy wins in penalty kicks, and then, of course, what happened yesterday. And you're so right about everyone compared, well, this is what they did against Mexico. Well, they were kind of forced to do that. They were up 3-1 in that game, so they had some room right there to operate. And then they were also down a man. So that, they were running out of gas. And Mexico is not Argentina. And Messi, to his credit, what a brilliant playmaker. He floated out to the right side of the field where he had space. And I agree with people who said, why not man mark him at that point? Everything runs through Messi. When he goes out to the right side, don't take it as he's not going to be involved. No, they get him the ball all the time. So he had the assist, obviously, to Enzo Fernandez in the goal in the 85th minute. And then he has the right-footed cross to the goal by Martinez.
Ridiculous.
So it was just, if you're England, you have so many good players. I get it. If you're a weaker team, if you're Egypt and you're...
I'm still trying to process what happened yesterday in the match between England and Argentina. The English team took an early lead, but then they seemed to sit back and defend, allowing Argentina to dominate the rest of the game. It was a shocking turn of events, and I have to say, I'm still trying to understand the thought process behind England's tactics. As I watched the game, I couldn't help but feel that England's coach, Thomas Tuchel, made some critical mistakes. He pulled out the playmakers and brought in defenders, which seemed to me like a recipe for disaster. And disaster is exactly what happened. Argentina scored twice late in the game, and England was sent packing. I have to ask, what was Tuchel thinking? Did he really believe that defending a 1-0 lead against a team like Argentina was a good strategy? I mean, this is a team that has some of the most talented players in the world, including the great Lionel Messi. You can't just sit back and defend against a team like that. You have to be proactive, you have to try to score more goals, you have to try to take the game to them. And that's exactly what England didn't do. They seemed to be content with their 1-0 lead, and they just sat back and defended. It was like they were waiting for the clock to run out, rather than trying to win the game. And in the end, that strategy cost them dearly. I'm not the only one who was critical of Tuchel's tactics. Many pundits and fans were scratching their heads, wondering why England didn't try to do more to win the game. And I have to say, I agree with them. This was a tactical disaster, and it's a wonder that England didn't lose by more goals. But what's even more surprising is that this isn't the first time that England has made this mistake. They've done it before, in other big games, and it's cost them dearly. I'm thinking of the 2018 World Cup, when they played Croatia in the semi-finals. They took a 1-0 lead, and then they sat back and defended, just like they did yesterday. And what happened? Croatia came back and won the game. And then there was the Euro final in 2021, when England played Italy. They took an early lead, and then they sat back and defended. And what happened? Italy came back and tied the game, and then they won it in penalty kicks. It's like England is doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. They take a lead, and then they sit back and defend, rather than trying to win the game. And it's a strategy that never seems to work. I have to ask, what's going on with England's coaching staff? Don't they learn from their mistakes? Don't they realize that this strategy is not working? It's like they're stuck in some kind of tactical Groundhog Day, reliving the same mistakes over and over again. And it's not just the coaching staff that's to blame. The players themselves have to take some responsibility for this loss. They're the ones who are on the pitch, they're the ones who are making the decisions. And they have to start taking more risks, they have to start trying to win games, rather than just defending a lead. I know that it's easy to criticize from the sidelines, but I genuinely believe that England could have done more to win this game. They could have been more proactive, they could have taken more risks, they could have tried to score more goals. And if they had done that, who knows, maybe they would have won the game. But instead, they sat back and defended, and they lost. And now they're out of the tournament, and they have to go home and think about what might have been. It's a tough pill to swallow, but England has to learn from this mistake. They have to start taking more risks, they have to start trying to win games, rather than just defending a lead. And they have to start doing it now, because if they don't, they'll never achieve their full potential as a team. I'm not giving up on England, though. I still believe that they have the talent and the potential to be a great team. But they need to start taking more risks, they need to start trying to win games, rather than just defending a lead. And they need to start doing it now. So, what do you think? Do you think England can learn from this mistake and start taking more risks? Or are they doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again? Let me know in the comments. And finally, I have to say that I'm still shocked by what happened yesterday. I didn't see it coming, and I'm still trying to process it. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a long time before I forget this game. It was a tactical disaster, and it's a wonder that England didn't lose by more goals. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think about England's loss to Argentina. Thanks for watching.